with the video of the D Tigress, fantastic D Tigress in the Afro Basket 2023. They are champions. They've won it 4 times as it stands, and is a good one. But this time around, they have been put in the group of very tough group for the Olympics qualifier. That is Paris 2024. They are in the group where you have, as you can see on the screen, we have Senegal, USA host, Belgium, and Nigeria. Now, this is a big one for D Tigress for the Olympic qualifiers. USA, Senegal. Belgium are the host, and we know when you are playing against the host. But the 2 toughest countries there, Senegal, our own African sisters, and then USA.
Okay, the toughest opponents we're going to have is the USA, not even the Belgium, because if you look at the Belgium team, they are currently 6th on the FIBA ranking, while Nigeria were 11th. So if you look at the difference, the point is not that much. The hosting right, and one of those who doesn't believe that because you are hosting is host and winner, you have the advantage. In fact, you don't have the disadvantage because the pressure will be on you.
You to perform.
Exactly. The pressure will be on you to perform. So I don't see Belgium as a tough opponent. The Senegalese team, we dealt with them during the last Afrobeat competition championship in which we won. So I don't think they are going to be a threat. But the real threat is the United States of America.
Big one.
They are the current defending champion, and they've won gold medal at the Olympic 7 consecutive times. Currently, they are ranked #1 in the world. So take it or leave it. It would be a mission impossible for the Tigress to really make it out of that group. But it's still possible. We can make a name. A record needs to be broken one day. Just like we have the Tigress coach, Tena Wakama, that broke the record of being the first female coach
to win the Afro basket.
First time since 1966. It's never happened before, but it happened during the last competition. So something like that can happen again. What we just need is a concentration. We shouldn't play them with respect. That's the truth. We shouldn't play them with the respect. You should look at the game of strength, tactics, energy, and maximize your point and block as much as possible that you can block and stop them from playing their games. Like I said, it's going to be very tedious, difficult for the Tigress to really make it out of there. But the current team that we have under the coach, they've shown a lot of promises and prospects. So even rub shoulder with the best in the world. So let's just go in there, play our game without under any pressure. Whatever comes, we'll take it. It's not a must for you to go to a competition and win the competition, but go there to learn 1, 2, or 3 lessons. You come back again, then you regroup yourself. But sincerely, that's our group. When I saw it on yesterday, I was like, miracles still exist. So let's see if this one can exist.
If miracles will still happen.
Still happen again. So that's who it is.
Okay, but if we look at it for Rena Wakama, where a lot of persons didn't give her a chance when she was appointed the coach of D Tigress, and she proved every critic wrong by going to the Afro Basket competition 2023 and becoming champions without losing any game. In all of it, they won that title for a record 4th time for Nigeria. Now, coming up against United States of America, that's the big task. But let us also look at our own African sisters, Senegal and Belgium. You mentioned that host pressure. Definitely, pressure will be on the host because a lot of you as a host, you want to perform, you want to do well. You wouldn't want anybody to come from their own home and come and defeat you. But with the philosophy of Rena Wakama with that team, most especially the first game against US, Belgium, Senegal, like that. What do you see with Rena Wakama? What should she change a bit so that we can at least have what it takes to stand the firepower of the United States?
Okay, it's just unfortunate that it's only when the competition is approaching that we'll be putting pressure on the players and the coach without we doing any preparation to prepare them for the task ahead. So what preparation have we done as a nation to prepare them towards this competition? That's the first question. We do not have that in place. So what we need to do first is to look at how can we go there and prove a point. To be honest and to be sincere with you, I don't think there's any magic, any tactics, any strategy that we want to put in place that the USA team, they don't have above us. Take it or you leave it. But what we just need to do, it's very simple. We go in there, play our game, make use of our points, try and avoid loose points and block as much as you can. And it's going to be a game of strength and strategy. To be honest with you, I don't think this is the right time for us to be thinking, what can we do? It should be, what have we done to make sure that we prepare them towards this game? We all know the issue that we've had in our Nigerian Basketball Federation for so many years. Even for the Tigers to have achieved what they've achieved is based on their own self-motivation and personal conviction. Just like you mentioned their coach also. What she did it based on she wants to make name for herself. So that
at least to tell the people, world, I can do it.
I can do it. It's not all about male. That's why she broke and she made that record of being the first female coach to have won the competition since 1966. So I think we shouldn't put much pressure on them. Someone that did not prepare for an examination, you're now asking, yeah, go in there, I want you to come out with distinction. Someone that did not prep before the examination, someone that did not ask that, oh, okay,
this and this, put one or two together.
So that's nothing but the truth. But however, I know they will go out there, they will not disgrace us.
Okay, the D Tigers will not disgrace us. They will go there and do what they know how to do. Those ladies have what is called a sheer determination, and that is what we saw at the AfroBasket 2023, where they became champions. It all boils down to determination. That was why you saw what those girls did at the last edition of the AfroBasket, where they lifted the trophy without losing a game. Okay, let's leave basketball now and talk about another ball, another round object sports, but this time around played on the table, not on the court right now. Now we talk about our own Nigerian number one and African number one, Aruna Kadri, making it to college in Saudi Arabia, where he will be plying his trade on table tennis sports as we speak. This man has enjoyed his time in Europe. He's sporting Lisbon in Portugal. He went to Germany, had a lot of stints in Europe, and now when the Saudi Arabia team came calling, at least the money was tempting, not football alone. They also shifted attention to table tennis, and Aruna Kadri, our Nigerian star, will be plying his trade in Saudi Arabia.
Well, a good one for him. He has paid his due, that's the truth, and this is the time for him to cash out. This is the time for him to make that money. He has nothing to prove to anybody again. He has been the best in Nigeria, in Africa for so many years, and currently it's also the 10th best ranked table tennis in the world. That's the best that any African player has ever gotten to. So what else is left for him to do? Nothing than to go to where the
retirement bonus.
To go to where the money is. He's 35 years old already, so he's going there. He's going to spend another 2 years because they signed him on for 2 years. And very interesting, he will be there also to compete with his old rival Omar Hussein of Egypt. So both of them are there also. They will start their competition and they bring him to Africa and start their own competition again. I think it's a very good move for him after being in Germany, being in Portugal, being in Russia also. It's time for him to go and collect the oil money and enjoy himself. A very good way to retire as a sportsman.
Okay, now let's look at Aruna Kadri. He has been fantastic for Nigeria when it comes to table tennis. Now, I don't know, what should the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, that is the NTF, because we need somebody to take over from Aruna Kadri. Fine, we have Taiwo Mati, who is also coming up, but should we rely on Taiwo Mati alone?
Okay, I recall vividly, I've said this severally on the show here, that we lack the succession planning process in this country. We lack it a lot. It's all about Aruna Kadri. And age is not on his side also. And not only him, we have the same issue
in the women's aspect, the Shonaike and the rest.
Shonaike also. So what do we need to do? What we need to do is to go back to that same grassroots. I recall the likes of Jome Bankole, the likes of Atada Musa, how they were discovered. They were discovered through the Okoya Thomas table tennis championship competition in Lagos. We still have it now. but nobody's paying attention to it. The best way to do is to catch them young. We've been hearing about Haruna Quadri for how many years now?
In
the
fact,
same way we had about the
more than 2 decades.
2 decades now, because they caught him young. The same thing we are talking about, even the Nigerian footballers also. Look at the likes of Osimhen.
No, well, okay.
Yes.
We have another Victor, Joe.
Yes, Victor
Boniface.
No, Victor Osimhen. Victor Boniface. Look at Osimhen, for example. He has been there for like 4 or 5 years because we caught him young also.
Very young.
Taiwo Awoniyi also, the same thing we have. Esebrume, the same thing. Amoshon, the same thing. So what we need to do is to go back to that grassroots, to go back to what they call sport development. How do we start this? From the inter-house sport competition. I remember in those days, in our days, when it is time for inter-house competition, everybody, every state.
That is one of the biggest events
and
in
you
school.
have all the sporting events, javelin, discus, shot put, lawn
athletics,
tennis,
everything.
Everything you will compete among yourself in your school. You have people that will represent you. You now have what they call the Principal's Cup. You have what they call the Local Government Cup. From there, you detect a lot of stars. We used to have Nipoga games. We used to have
Noga
Niga
games.
We have all those things now. We don't have them again. So the best way to do it is to go back to the grassroots, to start catching them young. When we are looking for 18 years old, you can't tell me any sport person is 18 years old and he's not in school.
No.
He's not in school. No,
it's hard.
It's very hard. So we should be using the real or close to the real age. So where can you get it? Go to SS1, SS2, and SS3. That is where you get the real 16, 17, and 15 years old that will come and do what and compete. So they will have longer period to do what?
Stay on the scene.
To stay on the scene, to stay on the system, and to represent the country. They will try, they will fail, we'll pick them up, we'll train them, then they'll give us what it is really needed. That is the best way to do it.
Okay, that is the best way to do it. Go back to the basics, the grassroots. Go encourage schools to do inter-house sports, and then you can go there, get the talent as it is. And for Haruna Quadri is a retirement bonus, African #1, table tennis #1, Nigerian #1. He has been there for more than 2 decades for Haruna Quadri, and he has had his sojourn in Europe, and now he has gone to Saudi Arabia to continue playing table tennis. 2 years sign-on for college of Saudi Arabia. Good one, fantastic for Haruna Quadri, who just won the African Table Tennis Championship, where he defeated Ahmed Saleh of Egypt. The Egyptians are always there when it comes to table tennis. Okay, let's leave that and go straight to Zurich. Now we'll start in FIFA now, where FIFA probably the final list of the best player award. We have our own Nigerian Victor Osimhen making that final list. Unfortunately, for the female and for the women's category, Sister Oshola didn't make the final list. But for the male category, the men's category, Victor Osimhen made the final list alongside Erling Haaland, Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, Kevin De Bruyne, and we have 2 other Africans also on the FIFA goalkeeper, now not the FIFA Best Player Award, Yasin Bonu and Andre Onana. But for Victor Osimhen, the FIFA Best Player Award for men, Osimhen made the final list that was released on Thursday.
Yeah, a very good one for him, a very good one for football development in Nigeria and in Africa also, because it's not only representing Nigeria, it's representing Africa at large also, and it's a very good motivation for him. It's something that will make you believe that I can do it. It's something that you look up to and you said, oh, if I can be nominated, if I can be recognized up to this level, so that means I can also catch up with the likes of Lionel Messi, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. What I need to do is to put in more effort, more result, more dedication, and to be sincere with you, it deserves all the success that is coming his way, because this is a player that does not joke with his fatherland. There's no time that will call on Victor Osimhen to come and represent this country. Either he's having an injury, either his club is ready to release him or not, he will fight his way to come back home. So the prayers of all those people that is putting smiles on our face anytime you represent his cause, we are happy, is going along with him. You should just continue what he's doing. You shouldn't allow the distraction of what happened over the field.
TikTok video.
You shouldn't allow that to affect him. You should just concentrate on what he knows how to do best, support his team, make his goals, and also conduct himself on and off the pitch, which is also very, very, very important. So congratulations to him. Whatever happens, I think he has achieved a lot currently by being nominated among the finalists.
Yes, among the finalists, but still remaining in there to at least to slug it out with the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Lionel Messi, Erling Haaland. And if you look at it, I'm tipping Victor Osimhen to finish in the top 3. I don't know if you actually agree with me on that, because after looking at the final list, the only person that stands above, okay, let's say Lionel Messi, prior to the World Cup he won with Argentina and his contribution to the team, and then Erling Haaland is the highest goal scorer in Europe last season, followed by Victor Osimhen. Osimhen scored 29 goals following Erling Haaland in Europe. So if you look at it, I think these 3 persons, anyone out of them that wins the FIFA Best Player Award deserves it. I'm not saying any other player does not deserve it, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Nigerian, but if you look at the statistics of these 2 players I mentioned, Lionel Messi and Erling Haaland, Osimhen is next.
Okay, it's a very good thought. It's a very good opinion, but I beg to disagree. I'm realistic. That's the truth. Okay. And I will pick Kylian Mbappe before I pick Victor Osimhen because of what he achieved. He played at the World Cup, and we saw what we saw what he did.
Okay, winning the Golden Boot, highest goal scorer.
Golden Boot, highest goal scorer. And to be honest with you, the Footballer of the Year or the FIFA Best Player of the Year that is preceding a World Cup, it is highly, highly difficult or impossible for a player that did not win the World Cup, okay, to win that award. So take it or leave it. Likely, it's going to go for Lionel Messi.
Or Mbappe. Okay, your top 3. Let's have your top 3 now.
I'm going to pick Lionel Messi first.
1.
I'm going to pick Erling Haaland second because he won
the Champions League treble.
He won Champions League, he won Premier League, and he won the FA Cup, and he broke the record of the most goals scored in Premier League also for his season. That's number 2. The number 3, Kylian Mbappe for his achievement at the World Cup also. 4th, Victor Osimhen, which is not a bad thing for him. Okay,
which is not a bad thing for him. Well, for me, I think Victor Osimhen, if you finish in the top 3, even at 4th position, is not bad, because that is going to be a very big one for Victor Osimhen after his exploit in Europe last season. Okay, let's leave Victor Osimhen and FIFA and go straight to some results of the Europa League that were played last night. We have on the screen right about now. Baka Topola against Olympiacos was 2-2. SC Freiburg 1, West Ham United 2, and AEK Athens 1, Ajax 1. It ended on a goalless draw, 1-1 draw. And then Marseille 2, Brighton 2. Brighton had to come from behind to draw that game to level. And then we have Liverpool beating Union St. Gillois 2-0, and then Toulouse 1, Lax 0, Maccabi Haifa 0, Panathinaikos 0, and the Villarreal pipped Rennes of France 1. And Roma 4, Servette 0. Lukaku spearheading that result. And then Slava Prague 6 and Sheriff Tiraspol 0. Okay, we also have fixtures in the Europa Conference League. That is the 3rd tier of Europa competition. We have KI Klasvik 0 and Luxley of France 0. Olipinja 0. Slovan Bratislava 1. Breda Blik 0. Zoya Luzinski 1. And KA Gen, the team of Ban 2. And Maccabi Tel Aviv 0. Astana 1, Victoria Pleasant 2, Balkani 2, Dynamo Zagreb 0. And we have Besiktas lost at home to Lugano 3-2. It ended, and Bodo Glimt were beaten at home by Club Brugge of Belgium 1-0. It ended, and we still that's some of the results in the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. But good one for all our Nigerian players playing in Europa League and then the Europa Conference League. For Bayer Leverkusen, they were also able to win their match. These are some of the results of those games that were done last night. But for Gift Orban, for quite some time, he has been goal drastic in 3 seconds.
Okay, I think you can't be at your best all the time. There will be a time that you'll be off the pick, then what you need to do is to pick up again to shut them down. So I think it's not still a bad thing for him, for what he's doing. He should just continue to put in more effort and play with his team as a team member,
okay,
not as someone that wants to win it all alone.
All right, that is where we'll leave it on 360 Sports on Trust TV. Thanks for all the analysis on the show, Olawale Peters.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. It's my pleasure being here.
Okay, that is it. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Thanks for watching.